There are 5 new California laws hitting in 2026. They don't all cut the same way. Some of them are going to cost you money, and a couple of them could actually put money right into your pocket, thousands of dollars. One of them, and I'll tell you which one right up front, is the biggest money opportunity for most Ventura County homeowners, and they're completely sleeping on it right now. I'm talking about 80 and what you can do legally with them right now. No fluff here, just the laws, exactly what they mean to your wallet and how they might affect you today. All right, let's start with the scary one. SB 79 is a law called the Abundant Affordable Homes Near Transit Act, authored by Scott Wiener and signed into law by Governor Newsom October of 2025, and it kicks in July 1st, 2026. What it does is overrides local zoning near transit stops, period. The city council cannot get a vote. If you're within a half a mile of a qualified rail station, developers can build 6 to 9 stories, depending on exactly how close they are to that stop. Right next to heavy rail, BART, Caltran, or LA Metro, 9 stories. Within a quarter mile, 7 stories. Out to half mile, 6. Lighter rail and dedicated bus lines get a slightly lower tier, but we're still talking about 5 to 8 stories. And none of this requires a variance from the city or a public hearing. Now here's the part that matters for Ventura County. This law does not apply everywhere. It only covers counties that have at least 15 passenger rail stations. The list has only 8 names on it: Los Angeles County, San Diego, Orange, Santa Clara, Alameda, Sacramento, San Francisco, and San Mateo. Ventura County is not on that list. So 7-story towers aren't coming to Moore Park, Camarillo, and Oxnard right away. At least not from that bill, not right now. But let's be clear, the seal is broken. And that's what I'm actually want to talk about next. This will have a meaningful effect on your property value if you're affected. Because in counties that are on this list, single-family neighborhoods near transit stations are about to get a change permanently. Density goes up, neighbor characteristics shifts, and that puts real pressure on home values for existing homeowners who didn't see that. But I want to be honest. Like I said, this breaks the seal. So once this law is in effect, other places with lesser amount of rail lines can definitely see this coming. Ventura has a rail corridor that could qualify down the road. If you own near a potential expansion area, watch this law and keep track of what's going on next. Now this one, I like this one. It's a real moneymaker, and most people haven't heard of it. AB 1033 lets you sell your ADU, your guest house, or your backyard unit, or even your garage conversion as a separate property. Just like a condo, independent title, independent sale, completely detached from the main house financially. For this law, that was not possible. Your ADU was glued to your property. You could rent it, you could use it, but you could not sell it on its own. The only way you could get your equity out was to sell the property outright or pull a refi. Now you can split that title, sell the guest house, and keep the main home. Or you can build an ADU specifically to sell it and use those proceeds for a down payment on your next move. In Ventura County, where detached ADU can carry $300,000 to $400,000 in value depending on the location and size, that's real equity sitting on your lot that you're able to get hold of right now. The catch is, and there is one, there always seems to be, HOAs can opt out of allowing this. Most lenders are still working on how to fund it, and financing it is genuinely a mess right now. But that's a timing issue, not a permanent one. They will figure this out. If you have an ADU or you're in the middle of building one, talk to your broker right now about AB 1033 and the changes and how that affects your strategy moving forward. Don't wait until you're ready to sell to figure this out. Speaking of HOAs, opting out, that connects directly to what's changing next. HOA boards have had a pretty comfortable amount of wiggle room when it comes to the fee increases and special assessments. This new 2026 rule is tightening that up considerably. Boards now have to give more advance notice before hitting owners with a special assessment, and they can't bury these fees deep in the minutes when they release them, where most people, let's be honest, don't actually get to. If you've ever opened a piece of mail and found out your HOA just voted to charge every single homeowner $15,000 to repair a pool deck with almost no warning, you understand exactly why this matters. And during escrow, buyers now have stronger rights to pull the HOA's actual financial records before they close. That's a real shift. I've seen deals fall apart the moment the buyer sees what's actually in the reserve funds or what's not. If your HOA books are underfunded, expect buyers to come at you with that information and use it as a negotiation tool because they're entitled to it, and sellers, that affects your price today. From HOA fees to the thing that keeps Ventura County homeowners up at night right now, and that's insurance. California's FAIR plan is a state insurer of last resort. It was designed as a temporary stopgap or safety net, not a primary policy. But now, hundreds of thousands of people and homeowners are on this because private carriers have pulled out of fire-adjacent markets entirely. New 2026 rules expand the coverage limits of the FAIR plan policy, which sounds like good news, and it is partially. But the bigger change is the mandatory disclosure by sellers when they are selling the property. If your property can only get FAIR plan coverage as a seller, you are now required to disclose this to the buyer. And a lot of buyers, when they hear that is their only option, will walk away. Not because they're being unreasonable, but because FAIR plan premiums are running 2 to 3 times what the standard policy cost just a few years ago. And coverage gaps in the FAIR plan are real. There's a lender angle here that people aren't talking about enough. Some lenders are starting to flag FAIR plan properties as bigger, higher risk, and that can affect your loan terms and your appraisal. So the insurance problem doesn't just affect your monthly payments, it now starts to bleed into the transaction itself. If you're buying in a fire-adjacent area in Ventura County, get an insurance quote before you write the offer, not after. All right, the last one, and this one cuts both ways depending on who you are and what you do. New 2026 rules add notice requirements to the right of first refusal provisions on distressed property. What that's really targeting is institutional buyers, the funds or the hedge companies that sweep in at auctions and buy in bulk before regular homeowners even get a shot. Here's what changes practically. If your home goes into default, your servicer now has to follow additional steps before an investor can pick it up in auction. That means more time and more options before the gavel drops. If you're behind on your payments, that's a little extra breathing room, and that's real. And you should talk to your broker before the bank starts making decisions for you, because once that process starts and gets moving, your choices shrink fast. On the flip side, if you're a flipper or a fund buying distressed inventory in Ventura County, expect more competition. Owner-occupant buyers now get the first crack under the new rules. So the days of institutional money quietly cleaning out auction inventory is going to get harder. And for anyone in short sale situation, these rules also tighten up approval timelines, which can actually reduce how long you've been stuck in limbo waiting for the bank. That's not nothing when you're underwater and trying to just move on. So here's where we land. 2 of these laws could strip money out of your pocket right away. Insurance and HOA exposure. 2 of them can put money right back into your pocket. The ADU option and foreclosure protections. And one, which is the craziest one to me, is SB 79. Ventura has dodged this bullet for now, but it's worth keeping an eye on. The common sense move is simple. Don't let escrow be the first time you find out which of these is going to hit you the hardest. Pick one law that applies to your situation right now and keep an eye on what's going on and what's coming next. If you want more straight talk on what California keeps doing to your property values, go ahead and subscribe and drop a comment. Tell me which one of these surprises you the most and might affect you beyond what you were hoping. Talk to you soon.